Let's speak now to Julian Harness, who's the UN Resident and Humanitarian Coordinator in Pakistan, joins us on Skype from Islamabad. Julian, so first of all, we've seen floods in Pakistan before, but this is truly an extraordinary event. How serious is the situation from a humanitarian point of view?
This is the worst floods Pakistan's ever seen. 33 million people affected, millions of people displaced. The water is going to stay in. It's going to stay in Sindh and southern Punjab. It's going to stay there for months, and we're going to see increases in epidemics. There's already cholera. We're going to see diarrhea, increases in malnutrition. This is a huge challenge.
And what about the difficulties and the challenges of getting help in to those people who need it?
Well, the challenge number one is to get the money. We've got a flash appeal that will come out on Tuesday with the government asking for 160 million. That is the absolute minimum assistance that's required. So far, the indications from donor states is pretty limited. So we really need to get member states to step up for this. This is a climate change-driven catastrophe, and so there needs to be burden sharing and solidarity internationally. Then there's a logistics challenge. I drove across Sindh the last 2 days. The national highway is completely blocked for miles upon miles as trucks are stuck in the mud and the water on a road that already wasn't great. And then you've got, in certain places of Sindh, particularly in the north of Sindh and in South Punjab, district after district after district, which is just completely submerged with water. Villages are clubbing together. They're putting their limited resources in trucks and moving 20, 30, 40 kilometers away just to find dry ground. So we've got a massive logistics challenge, which is going to be facing us. And we need to bring together government response, local philanthropy, UN agencies. This is going to be a very complicated response.
And this, of course, is the response dealing with the now, with the current emergency, the logistics, the challenges that you face, as you so well describe. But then looking to the future, if we're talking about, 80 million hectares of crops just wiped out, there's going to be a food supply problem.
Absolutely. So you've got, I was across in the far west of Baluchistan, an area which doesn't have flooding, but in a place called Ketch, where the date harvest has been destroyed. And so even in areas which are not having flooding, their livelihoods are threatened. In parts of Baluchistan, KPK, people have lost their cattle, which is the bank for a family. So you're going to have a massive livelihoods problem for hundreds of thousands, millions of people. So you've got an immediate threat in terms of health, nutrition, disease. You've got the livelihood problems. How are people going to feed themselves? How are they going to pay for health and education in the coming months? And then after that, there'll be the rehabilitation and reconstruction of infrastructure and of the tens and tens of thousands of houses that have been destroyed. This will be the challenge of Pakistan, the biggest challenge the country's faced in decades.
Yeah, the damage to infrastructure has been colossal, isn't it? 150 bridges, more than 3,000 kilometres of roads, and of course, thousands of homes just destroyed.
Absolutely. And that's why we need international solidarity. The government of Pakistan's doing their best, but they just don't have the capacity to respond to this. This is climate change driven. So this is a question of international solidarity. Member states need to support the government of Pakistan. They need to support the flash appeal on Tuesday.
Indeed. Julian Harness, we appreciate that. Thanks very much indeed for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.